Namaste and welcome back to Hindipedia. Today I'm going to teach you firstly a few simple words which we haven't gone through in the previous lesson so far, but they're very useful everyday words which you do need to know. And then I'm going to teach you some phrases which would be useful in a situation where you don't know a lot of Hindi but you're trying to talk to someone in Hindi. So first I'm going to teach you the words for yes and no in Hindi. Yes is हाँ, no is नहीं. हाँ, नहीं. Say someone asks you, क्या आप अंग्रेज हैं? And you want to say yes. Are you English? You say yes. हाँ, मैं अंग्रेज हूँ. क्या आप भारतीय हैं? नहीं, मैं भारतीय नहीं हूँ. हाँ is yes, नहीं is no. Then we learn how to say please and thank you in Hindi. Please in Hindi is कृपया, कृपया, and thank you is धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद. So if you want to ask someone for a favor, use the word कृपया. कृपया चाय पिलाएंगे. If you want to ask someone, can I have some tea please? Say कृपया चाय मिलेगी. And if they give you some tea, then you want to thank them. You say धन्यवाद. One thing you might have noticed, if you've heard people talk in Hindi, is the words please and thank you are not used a lot. The reason for that is politeness or respect in Hindi is shown in a lot of different other ways. For example, there are respectful forms of the second person like आप. So when someone asks you आप कैसे हैं and you say मैं ठीक हूँ, you do not necessarily say मैं ठीक हूँ धन्यवाद, I'm fine, thanks, like you would say in English. You just ask them in return आप कैसे हैं, which is polite, and you're using आप, a respect form. So that's कृपया, please, and धन्यवाद, thank you. Now I'm just going to go through a few phrases which, like I said, would be useful where you want to express the fact that you are not very good at Hindi but you're trying to make an attempt. So I've got a list here in front of me and I'm going to go through them one by one. So first one, let's say you want to say I know very little Hindi. I don't know a lot of Hindi. You say मैं बहुत थोड़ी हिंदी जानता हूँ. मैं बहुत थोड़ी हिंदी जानता हूँ. बहुत थोड़ी means very little. हिंदी जानता हूँ. जानना is the verb to know. जानता हूँ is the male simple present tense version of it. So if you're a girl, you would say मैं बहुत थोड़ी हिंदी जानती हूँ. If you want to say मैं बहुत I speak very little Hindi instead of I know very little Hindi, you can say मैं बहुत थोड़ी हिंदी बोलता हूँ. बोलना means to speak. मैं बहुत थोड़ी हिंदी बोलता हूँ. Or a girl would say मैं बहुत थोड़ी हिंदी बोलती हूँ. So those can be very useful sentences in a situation where you're trying to talk in Hindi but someone says something and you do not understand and you want to express that the fact that you're still a beginner. Now if you want to say you did not understand something they said, you can say मैं समझा नहीं. मैं समझा नहीं. Or a girl would say मैं समझी नहीं. So here the verb is समझना, to understand. मैं समझा नहीं or मैं समझी नहीं. नहीं, remember, means no. Now if you want to ask someone to repeat a sentence they said, or like we say in English, I beg your pardon, you say कृपया एक बार और कहिए. कृपया, please, एक बार और कहिए. Say that one more time. एक बार और means one more time. Or if you want to ask them to speak slowly, you can say कृपया धीरे बोलिए. धीरे means slowly. बोलिए means to speak. Again, it's a form of the verb बोलना. कृपया धीरे बोलिए. Please speak a little slowly. So those are few phrases which can be useful in situations, and if you want to see the exact spellings of these sentences, you can do so in the lesson notes on the website hindipedia.com. Now finally, I just want to teach you one particular question phrase which can be useful in learning more vocabulary using Hindi itself. So basically the trick is to ask someone what something is called in Hindi, but you ask that in Hindi itself. So you want to say, what is this called in Hindi? You can say, इसको हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? इसको means this, do this. हिंदी में, in Hindi, क्या बोलते हैं? क्या बोलते हैं means what is it called? और क्या कहते हैं? What is it called? इसको हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? So what is this called in Hindi? इसको हिंदी में चश्मा बोलते हैं. This is called chashma in Hindi. Spectacles or chashma in Hindi. So that's one really useful way of learning more Hindi by using a simple Hindi question. But remember, this can only be used for objects. So isko refers to objects. If you want to talk about places or people and other things, there are other pronouns which you have to use, but you will learn those along the way, and I'll make sure I include them in future videos. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. So don't forget to check out the lesson notes, which will have a lot more details about the words, their spellings, and what other situations can be, slight variations on the phrases. And if you have any questions at all, or if you want to say what other types of lessons you would like to learn, then please leave a comment either here on YouTube or on the blog hindipedia.com. Thanks a lot for watching. My name is Rishi. I'll see you in the next video.